Hi, and thanks for clicking on the video. I know it's been a while since I've released anything, so I thought I'd get back into it by doing an unboxing video of some new limbs that I bought for myself to use with my barebow recurve. Now, the euchres that I've been shooting, I've been very happy with, but I wanted to try something different, and my reasoning behind that was the euchres are nice and smooth, but there's no stack to them whatsoever. So my theory is that if I am going to full draw, if I draw a little short or a little longer than I normally do, the euchres aren't really going to point that out to me as far as the feel of the limb is concerned. So I thought I'd try something a little bit more aggressive, and hopefully that will help me to just get that draw length a little bit more consistent, and ultimately more consistency should equal more points. Now, the limbs that I've decided to try are the Wiawis MXT-GF limbs from Win & Win, and the GF stands for graphene and foam. So from what I understand, the wedge in the limb is the graphene material, and then the core of the limb is foam. I don't really know a lot about the technical reasons behind the different materials that they use, but needless to say, these are going to be very different to the euchres that I've been using up until this point. So I'm sure you're all itching to see what they look like. I know I am. I bought it. I came home, and this will be the first time that I open the box. So we can see the box looks really nice and sleek. The graphics are good. Kind of what you'd expect if you're spending that amount of money on a set of limbs, right? So opening the box up, you can see inside there's obviously the limbs, which are in some nice protective limb pouches. There's another box that says wrench tool on it, so we'll check that out in a minute as well. And then the usual, user manual, couple of stickers and funky little rubber armband. So first impressions, I think it's packaged pretty nicely. Remember, this is an unboxing video only at this stage, not a review. So at some point I will try to release a video where I've got the bow set up and I actually shoot the limbs. To digress for a second, the bow that I'm going to be putting them on is my Gillo GT. Currently the limb pockets and everything are still set up for the euchre limbs that I've been using, so I'll probably have to do some tuning. That's fine. It just means that I can make another video later on showing you guys the processes that I go through to tune my barebow. In the wrench tool box, let's have a look. Looks like, cool. So it's a multi-tool. Now the packaging, once again, it's pretty nice. It's pretty heavy as well. And having a look in there at the actual multi-tool itself, it looks kind of like what you'd expect a Leatherman to look like as well. Says Wiawis on there, which is kind of cool. I hope that it's got some good archery tools in it and it's not just a normal Leatherman that they've stuck a Wiawis badge on. Opening it up, having a look, the plier side of it, it's got nice action to it. It seems pretty solid. It doesn't really twist or anything, so that seems like good quality. Looking at the tools that are in there, you got a couple of Allen keys. That looks like it will probably fit, yep, limb bolt. Those two smaller ones, the locking grub screw. Yep, that one fits the rest. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Looks like that'll be quite handy. And this has a belt loop on it as well, so you can put it on your quiver belt, which would be nice. Looks like flathead screwdriver, always handy. Almost a beer bottle opener. I'll have to give that a go and see if it works later on. And G is a plunger spanner, so I wonder if that'll fit my biter. Let's have a look. And it's got the little hex thing as well. So the hex, yep, the hex fits the biter, and the plunger spanner fits the biter as well. So don't know about other plungers, but I can definitely confirm it fits the biters. So what do we have on the other side? Let's have a look. A couple more Allen keys. They're smaller than the ones on that side. A Phillips head screwdriver and a knife blade, which actually feels pretty sharp. So yeah, all in all, pretty nice tool for archery. Seems to have everything in there that you need for a recurve at least. And I mean, they recurve limbs, so probably be handy for compound too, to be honest. So that'll live on the quiver belt, which will be really cool. As for the actual limbs, let's have a look at those. So the limb protective pouches, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but they've got kind of like a carbon fiber finish to them. It feels like plasticky kind of fabric, soft lined inside, Velcro closure like they all do. And moment of truth, first time I'm seeing these limbs as well. First thing I notice is the curve here is huge. So let's whack that there for a second. I do have the Ukas here as well because I did want to have a look and see just how much more curve they have compared to the Ukas. So let's have a look. These are the Uka UX 100s. Yeah, you can see there's a fair bit of difference there. Considering they're both medium limbs, the extra curve in the Wiawis, yeah, they seem to be about the same length, so that's good. That extra curve is basically the reason why I decided to go on the MXTs instead of the NSGs, because from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, leave a comment down below, as they say. The extra curve is supposed to translate to more smoothness further down the draw cycle. So that's pretty much why I decided that I'd want to give these a go instead of the NSGs. As far as the materials used are concerned, from what I understand, the NSGs and the MXT-GF, which is what these ones are, have the same core, the same wedge, the same everything. The only difference between them are the MXTs have the extra curve on the end of the limb. So I'll get the other limb out as well, have a look at both of them. I'll bring them up close to the camera so you guys can have a nice look. One thing I can say is, true to win and win form, there's a lot of glitter going on as well. The Wiawis 1 limbs that I had, wood core limbs that I had, were white as well and also pretty glittery. It's not like over the top or anything like that. There's a fair bit of it though, and it doesn't look bad. I kind of like it, and I think in the sunshine it looks really nice as well. I do think that these limbs on this particular riser are going to look quite nice. I might have to give the old axe head a bit of a polish though, so that it looks as nice as the limbs do. So yeah, these are pretty nice limbs, and that's the lower limb. That's the upper limb. Incidentally, if you're curious, these are 68-inch limbs and they're rated to 38 pounds. So with the Jello GT riser having those compound style limb pockets, I should get a reasonable amount of working poundage out of these limbs, lower and higher than the ratings marked on the stickers. So I'll bring them up and you guys can have a closer look as well. So that's it for today. Leave a like or a comment below. Remember to click that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit the little bell icon so you receive a notification each time I upload a new video. There will be more barebow content coming in the near future. I can't wait to get these limbs on the bow, set up, and feel what they feel like. See you all next time, and get out there and practice.